Guruvega Chandra Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna pass on our and devotees. Hare Krishna. Everyone hearing? So today is a very important day. Today is the disappearance of Ramananda Roy. Who is Ramananda Roy? Because today we are talking about Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita means to become devotee of Krishna. Krishna says, Man mana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Arjuna, always think of me. Okay. Someone who always thinks, why we cannot think of Krishna? Because we have so many other desires. Our minds are going here, minds are going there, but minds are not going to Krishna. If someone's mind is going to Krishna, their mind cannot go to another place. So
Maharaj,
we're hearing about Bhagavad. Yes?
We have one garland for you.
Oh. Unworthy recipient. So, Ramananda Roy, he was born more than 500 years ago at the time of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya had 3.5 main devotees. And Ramananda. So many people think I have to change many parts in my life to be a devotee. But actually, the only thing we have to change is our mentality. Artificially changing one's position in society is not so much benefit. There should be some internal transformation. Like Raman in Bhagavad Gita, it said, Stane stita shrutikatam tanovakmano beje prayaso ajita jitos tapastaistruno. Remain in your position. No need to change your external position, but you just have to hear about Krishna. So one who serves topics of Krishna by body, mind, and word, they can catch Krishna. Such is the importance of hearing. When Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he didn't give him a book or a DVD or tell him to go on SoundCloud. No, he spoke to him. Because the Vedic truths are conveyed to us through sound. When pure devotee speaks, then their vibration is pure, that purifies us. Especially Krishna enters the heart of that person who likes to hear about it. In Bhagavatam, in the first canto, it says, Dharma swanustapumsam biswaksenukatasiyat nadudpati yatas sharmas yeva kevala. Any activity we're doing which does not increase our taste for hearing, this is called a useless action, a useless activity. So we'll hear today. Okay, Shionad especially can hear because many days she missed. So, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, there was one Brahmin, his name was Prajumna Mishra. He was very renounced. He was a celibate brahmachari, I think. And he went to Lord Chaitanya and said, I want to hear topics of Krishna. Because we hear that Bande Krishnam Jagadu, Krishna is the original Guru. It's Krishna himself who spoke the Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma in the beginning of creation. So who can have more knowledge than Krishna? In fact, Krishna is Gyan Sarup. Krishna is composed of pure knowledge, pure Gyan. So if one wants knowledge, which better person to go than Krishna? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that, he smiled. And he said, you are very fortunate you have taste in topics of Krishna. You are very fortunate. Indeed, that verse that we said before, Dharma swanus tata pumsam viswak sanukatasyat nat utpate yateratim shramasya keval. If one does not have greed, if one does not have taste to hear topics of Krishna, then life is useless. No meaning. And everything they do is also useless. So you are very fortunate. But I do not know topics of Krishna so much like Ramananda Roy. Devotee have very special position because Krishna have knowledge about Krishna. But what it means to love Krishna, Krishna doesn't know that. So devotees know Krishna more than Krishna knows himself, which is a wonderful thing. Because Krishna is known by bhakti. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhakti mam avajanati. Yavanyasmat patatpataha. Oh Arjuna, I am understood only by devotion, only by bhakti. And Krishna does not have bhakti because he's God. Krishna does not have devotion, he's God. He's the object of devotion. So devotee has devotion. So if you hear from a devotee like Ramananda Roy, you will be more benefited than hearing from me. So Pradyumna Mishra was very obedient to Lord Chaitanya, so he went to the house of Ramananda Roy. Actually, Ramananda Roy was like one type of king. He was prime minister. I'm just going to close the door in my room. Hang on. Okay, everyone's still there. So, Ramananda Roy was like prime minister. Actually, he was prime minister. He wasn't like prime minister. The king, his name was Prataparudra. Prataparudra. But his all responsibility he'd given to Ramananda Roy. So Ramananda Roy was practically king. So much wealth, so much prestige. He was so learned. No? And if we hear topics here from people who are free from defect, if someone has milk is pure, but if milk has been drunk by a snake, then his poison goes in the milk. Then that milk becomes poisonous. So even though topics of Krishna are very pure, if we hear from an impure person, a very lusty person or a duplicitous person, greedy person, then they're not speaking topics of Krishna for Krishna's happiness. They will be speaking topics of Krishna for some ulterior motive. How to get a donation out of you if they're very greedy. Or if they're very lusty, how they can capture some girl in the class, like this. So we should hear from people whose hearts are also pure, not from hypocrites. Just like milk touched by the lips of a snake becomes poisonous, topics of Krishna from an impure person also cannot give proper result. So, the biggest form of bondage in this world is lust. Of course, lust for wealth, lust for prestige. What to speak of lust for the opposite sex, no? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, it is lust only which covers the pure knowledge of the soul. Krishna gives three gradations, like a child covered by the womb, a mirror covered by dust, or a fire covered by smoke. Krishna gives these three examples. These are three gradations of covering, three gradations of lust. A smoky fire, it's burning, but in a defective manner. So some people may have some knowledge, but lust, then everything becomes vikrit, means distorted, spoiled. In the reflection of a mirror, you can see yourself, but the mirror is covered by dust, you cannot see anything. So that's a more heavy covering than like a fire covered by smoke, a mirror covered by dust. And last example Krishna gives of like an embryo covered by the womb. If a woman is pregnant, you cannot tell. Child is there, twins are there, boy is there, girl is there. Is the child black or Chinese or mixed or no knowledge? So some people affected by lust to a minute degree, like fire covered by smoke. Some are more covered, like mirror covered by dust, like animal species. Soul is there, but not functioning properly, no discrimination. And some souls so covered by lust, practically you can't understand what is there at all. Like some souls take birth as trees, plants. So lusty desire that consciousness, everything has been fully covered. So that much someone is attached to Krishna, that much someone is free from material lust. So Pradyumna Mishra had great hopes to meet someone who was personally recommended by Krishna himself, Ramananda. So when Pradyumna Mishra came to the house of Ramananda Roy, then the servant said, now he is busy. Ramananda Roy is busy, please sit here. And when he's finished his duties, he will come and see you. What are his duties? What is he doing now? Pradyumna Mishra asked. So Ramananda Roy had written a drama about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. That is Jagannath Ballabh Natakam, a drama. Like ordinary persons watch television at night time. So in Krishna's Vrindavan, every afternoon before dinner or maybe after dinner, instead of watching television, then they have different speakers. Some speak about pastimes of Krishna, some speak different histories in the Puranas, like this. So they hear about Krishna, and everyone hear about Krishna every afternoon. Like too much taste, too much interest. Everyone, even though they are perfect souls, they so much taste Krishna Katha, topics of Krishna, even when you're perfect. Like now we're hearing Krishna, but we are not perfect, but still we must hear. But when you're perfect, you also must hear. You cannot give it up because so much taste is there. Like the gopis, they're the highest, they're the gurus of everyone, but they never give up topics of Krishna even for a moment. They're like the gurus of Krishna Katha, especially Radharani. No one can speak about Krishna more than Radharani. So, Pradyumna Mishra was very interested. What's Ramananda Roy, such a great devotee? What is he doing? So he had written this drama. And so, like in the temple of Jagannath, every evening they put drama plays on for Jagannath. Sometimes they have musicians singing, sometimes different like this, cultural events for Krishna. So this Ramananda Roy had written a drama about Krishna's loving pastimes in Vrindavan. Vallabha means the beloveds of Krishna. So there were two young girls, very young, 13, 14, maybe 15. Young girls, not married girls. They're called Devi Dasis. Still they have them. So he was training these Devidasis how to dance because he had written the drama and the music and the songs and everything. So he was teaching these girls how to dance and how to express the ecstasies of his composition. Like this song is feelings of sadness, this song is a feeling of bliss or fear. So many ecstasies in the heart of devotee. So how to express this in a drama through dance? So because Ramananda Roy was the author of the drama, no one could understand better than him the meanings of the poems, the meanings of the songs he had composed. So every day he would take these young girls to a solitary place. And I don't know if you know much about Indian classical dance, but they decorate the girl's head to toe, jewelry and makeup and beautiful cloth. So Ramananda Roy, he would take these girls, personally he would bath them. Personally he would massage their bodies with oil to make their skin shiny. He would dress them. He would apply makeup. And to show, he would personally touch all parts of their body, because how to hold the hand like this, how to hold the waist like this, how to move the eyes like this, how to tilt the neck at this time. So in a solitary place, he was seeing and touching these girls, even bathing them, rubbing their bodies with oil. And he would teach them these dramas. But Ramananda Roy was so amazing. Ramananda Roy, his mind was like stone or wood. Just like if we're touching stone or wood, like there's a wooden table in front of me, we touch it, we don't become sexually aroused or disturbed. If we touch wood or we touch stone, no one feels lusty desires by touching wood or stone. But a man touching the bodies of two young girls in a solitary place, ordinary person would go crazy with lust. But Ramananda Roy, he remained completely unchanged. Like someone touching wood or stone. And after teaching them drama and dancing, he would feed them very nicely. Again, the girls would put on their normal clothes and he would have them escorted back to their homes. So, every day he would train these young girls how to do all this. So here, it's written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Pratidin Royachi Kore Shadan Kon Janik Sudra Jeev Kaho Dharma. Every day he would train these young girls how to dance. Who could understand the mentality of someone like Ramananda Roy? In this world, everyone is full of lusty desires. So how could they understand someone who's completely free from material lust? Not so easy. So when Pradyumna Mishra asked, what is Ramananda Roy doing? The servant told everything. Then Ramananda Roy came after training the girls. He came. Oh, how can I serve you? He said. My house is purified by your arrival. I know you came a long time ago, but no one told me. So I am an offender to your lotus feet. How can I serve you? I mean, Ramananda Roy, how humble behavior. So Pradyumna Mishra knew now it was quite late. So he said, I have come just to see your good self. By that I am purified. He did not say anything else and he left. And he returned home. So in the morning he went to see Lord Chaitanya. Pradyumna Mishra went to see Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya was so strict. A great personality always have these two qualities. Hard like a thunderbolt and hard like iron, hard like a thunderbolt, but soft like a rose. they're very kind, very merciful, but sometimes they, for the benefit of others, they have to become very strong and chastise, like a mother. I mean, a bad example, but a mother may be sometimes very strict to the children, even beat them or anything. But outside, it may look like the mother is very cruel, but inside, how much you have affection for the children. Only children understand. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very kind, very merciful, but in some regards, he was very strict, especially in relations to the opposite sex. Because one thing is the most poison in spiritual life, that is material attachment. Just like, how can you see the sun rising if you're looking in the west? You cannot be very successful. So devotion to Krishna and material lust are complete opposite. Like iron and gold, that much difference. Someone who is devoted to Krishna, they have to give up lusty affairs, lusty desires. Otherwise, how they can get Krishna? So, Atmindra Prativanchitar Barekam. Desire to enjoy your own senses, that is called lust. And desire to satisfy the senses of Krishna, this is called prema. It's completely different, completely opposite. So to instruct the people of this world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict in regards to men and women as like associated, especially improper association. Husband and wife, this is allowed. No, this is not illegal. But if someone is not married and engaging in sexual affairs, this is like worse than poison. What to speak of drinking poison? No, drinking poison, maybe someone survived, but lasted. No, these illicit sexual relationships worse than poison. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict in this regard. You cannot imagine. Now is not so much time, but very strict. Even though he was so much merciful because he was a monk, you have to give the perfect example. He would not even hear the name of a lady. To give, like, how much we should be careful. So when Pradyumna Mishra arrived, the Lord inquired, did you hear talks about Krishna from Ramananda Roy? No, Tabi Mishra Ramanande Vrikitan Kohile Sunu Mahaprabhu Tabi Kohite Lagi. And Pradyumna Mishra told everything, what he'd seen last night. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amitu Sannyasi Apne Varakta Korimani Darshan Rahudure Prakriti Name Yadisu. I am a sannyasi, Mahaprabhu said. Sannyasi means who's completely free from thinking of women, like talking inappropriately with women, seeing women with lusty eyes, all these type of things. So Mahaprabhu said, I am a sannyasi, and he was the ideal monk, ideal sannyas. His standard was so high, so great. So everyone would glorify Lord Chaitanya. He's so much perfect in sense control and detachment. But, so Mahaprabhu said, Amitu sannyasi apane varakta korima. I am a monk, celibate. I consider myself to be renounced. But, what to speak of seeing a woman, if I even hear the name of a woman, my mind becomes disturbed. Who in this world can remain free from sex desire? Matan, can you? Very hard, no? Who in this world can say I am free from sex desire? Like Bill Clinton, remember that guy? Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, so famous, so powerful, so wealthy, everything he had, so much reputation. But so much everything but one. Remember that Monica Lewinsky? Remember? Anyway. One, he could not control himself. He had an affair with his secretary or something. And he lost everything. Who can be protected from sex desire?
He needed to look to the divine.
What?
He needed to look to the divine to find.
Yeah, but you can't look at. If you're looking at Krishna, how can you turn around and look at something else? Right? Look at the divine, then why turn away looking at something not divine? It's like hypocrisy. Anyway, sex desire is very strong, and it keeps us bound in this world. Therefore, scriptures say, because Krishna is not foolish, he knows our condition. Therefore, if you cannot control yourself sexually, then be married. Be with one man, one woman, and go through treatment properly. Not unrestricted like dogs in the street. So anyway. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who in this world can be free from sex desire? Even, of course, he's Krishna, but he's speaking for our benefit. Even I become disturbed if I hear the name of a woman. Then Mahaprabhu said, Ramananda Roy Katha Suni Sarvajan Kohibar Kota Nahi Yaha Ashchaja Kata. Everyone hear about Ramananda Roy. His glories are so wonderful, so uncommon. We should not speak them. No, something very secret, something very confidential, should not speak to others. But people should know his glories. People should know who he is. So Ramananda Roy said, Ek Dev Dasya Shundara Taruni. Tashab Anga Sheva Korina Apan. These girls are very beautiful. Taruni means very youthful. Like a wave on the ocean of beauty. That is called Taruni. Like when we glorify Radhika, Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate. What is it? Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate. Gokula Taruni Mandalamaya. Rupa Goswami wrote this song about Radharani. Oh, glories to Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jaya. Oh, glories to you. Madhava Dayate. You have given everything to Madhava, to Krishna. Gokula Taruni Mandalamaya. Gokul means Krishna's planet. Who can count the billions and billions of young, beautiful girls? No one can count them. But Gokula Taruni Mandalamaya. Of all the beautiful young girls in Gokul and Krishna's planet, you are the greatest, the topmost. So Ramananda Roy, he's surrounded by these girls who are very beautiful and very youthful. He personally touches and massages oil on their bodies, personally with his own hand. He personally bathes, dresses them, decorates them. Therefore, naturally, he sees and touches all parts of their body. Tabu nirvikarai ramanandirman nana bhavodgatar korya shiksha. But his mind never changes. Nirvikar. Nirvikar means no change, no transformation. Right? When someone's fearful, their skin changes, their voice chokes, right? When someone's very afraid, their body shrinks. So their body transforms by fear. Or someone's very happy, they laugh and ha ha hoo. And their body transforms in happiness. So Ramananda Roy, even though touching all these girls, there is no change, no transformation in his mind or body. He teaches the girl how to express the transformations of devotional ecstasy that is written in the drama. Nirvika Deamon Kosta Pasham Sham. His mind and body are like wood and stone. Like stone. No matter how hot, never melts. No matter how cold, never freezes. Always the same. So Ramananda Roy, despite in any material position, he never changed. It is very wonderful. Even he touches young girls in a solitary place, no lust at all. Okay, Madhurika, if that was you, have to massage some young men, how would it go? Not so good, huh? That is not for us. Right? We are not that level. No. So one should, anyway, everyone can understand who is a little sincere. So Ramananda Roy, Ek Ramananda Hoye Adika Tate Jani Aprakrit Deha Taha. Only Ramananda Roy has the right for this type of action. Tate jane aprakrit deha taha. This is proof that his mind and body are not material. Okay, Parajoti, understand? Okay. Our mind and our senses are material, therefore we feel so much attachment for material things. Our eyes like to see material form, our ears like to hear material sound. Like today on the bus was one crazy lady, God bless her, fully nuts. She was on the bus and she had her phone on, her headphones, and she was singing to all the songs. And I said, how much? And she was quite old, like 80, and she was dancing. And it was quite extraordinary. But how much taste to hearing material sounds? Well, because material ears like to hear material, enjoy material sound. Material eyes like to enjoy material form. Material nose like material fragrance. Material tongue likes material taste. Body likes things soft, something warm. If you don't have a wife or a husband, then people get cats and dogs. Material body and mind attraction to material things. But Ramananda Roy, this is proof his mind and body are not material. Because no attachment, no transformation, no lust. No? If only Ramananda Roy, because his body is fully spiritualized, only he has the right to act like this. Like when we were kids, we used to watch the wrestling, the WWF, and it would say before, do not, what it would say? Something like, no, these all, what you call, these all shows are performed by professional athletes. Do not perform them at home. Right? Unless you're a professional athlete, don't try and imitate these actions. As my brother learned the hard way, I would grab him and give him a pile driver. Unless you're professional, don't do it. Well, so Ramananda Roy, he has a fully spiritual body. Only he has the right to behave like this. If imitation only causes degradation. So one should not imitate. Unless you're on the level of Ramananda Roy, one should not copy the activities of Ramananda Roy. So how a material body can become spiritualized? Many people teach us, oh, by breathing exercises. But the breath is material. How can you be purified by just breathing or meditating on a material thing like breath? Many foolish things people teach us. Or just be a witness of your thoughts. What a useless activity. Your thoughts are rubbish. Why should I witness that? People give many bad advice how to become spiritualized. But to become spiritualized, you have to meditate on a spiritual thing. It's not very difficult. Like you put iron into fire, the iron becomes like fire. This is called tadatma bhav. If someone becomes so much absorbed in something, you become like that. No? Like the iron becomes so much absorbed in fire, becomes like fire. It also glows red hot. So by meditating on Krishna, by hearing topics of Krishna, by thinking of Krishna, by serving Krishna, you become like Krishna. You don't become Krishna. The iron does not become fire. Iron is still iron, but it takes on the qualities of fire. So by engaging in Krishna's service, one becomes fully spiritual like Krishna. You don't become Krishna, you stay who you are. The devotee always stays the devotee. They do not become Krishna, but they become spiritualized. They're fully spiritual like Krishna. And many material examples. If you watch like pornography, lusty things, you become full of lust. If you watch a horror movie, right, you become fearful. Any material thing is like that. Like after a boxing match or MMA, people coming out like this. That much you absorbed in something, you become like it. So all scriptures say, don't associate with materialistic persons. Don't do it. Niskinchanasya bhagavad bhajan mukasya paramparam jigamiso bhavasagarasya. Better to drink poison or enter fire than to mix with associate with materialistic, lusty persons. Don't do it. No? Because you drink poison or enter fire, you only lose one life, one body. But by association with materialistic persons, Madhurika, you may lose thousands of lifetimes. So, Ramananda Roy, by this we can understand Ramananda Roy's mind and body are not material. They have been transformed into a fully spiritual entity. That's why we don't eat food. Parajoti, have you heard Bhagavad Gita before? Okay. Is that an initiated name, Parajoti?
Well, yes. So I have been attuned with a Kriya Yoga lineage in the past. And so this name was channeled for me through my mentors there.
Okay. Understand the difference between Kriya and Bhakti?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel so.
There's a big difference in the goal.
Yeah. Well.
Yes. Believe
All
me.
roads lead to the one is how I
No,
feel.
they don't. All roads do not lead to the one.
Can you explain that?
Okay, after this. Okay.
Okay.
Remind me at the end, okay? It's too much. Okay.
Yeah.
No? If all read, even though in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti. If they're all four, why did he bother? If they're all the same and lead to the same goal, why would he bother speaking all four? Because four paths give different results. And why would Krishna say in the end, give up everything and come to me? Okay. Anyway, don't worry. We'll explain at the end, hopefully. So, tar moner bhav te janamatra ta janibara dvitya nahi patra. Only Ramananda Roy can fully understand Ramananda Roy. No one else can understand Ramananda Roy. Who is speaking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. No? Kintu Shastra Drishti Ek Kori Anuman Shri Bhagavat Sastra Tata Praman. No? Right. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, how can I understand? How can I make a conclusion? There's different methods. Anuman. Anuman means by inference. What's that other word? Inference. Logic. Anuman. By logic, you can understand something. Logic says where there's fire, there's smoke. Is it true? Not always. What if someone throws a bucket of water on the campfire? There's smoke, but still no fire. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kintu Shastra Drishti Eka Kori Anuman. No? Scripture gives many anumans, means logic, how to reach a conclusion. But the real conclusion is received by the direct Vedic statements. Okay, don't worry about that now. So, Brajbaru Sange Krishna Rasari Bilas Ye Jani Koi Sun Koriya Vishwas. The Bhagavatam talks about Krishna's affairs with the gopis. One who hears about that, how Krishna mixing with this gopi, how Krishna mixing with that gopi. Krishna's body is not material. Krishna's body is eternal. His body is not like us, Parajoti. Our body changes every minute, every second. But Krishna's body never changes. So Krishna has no material body. And the gopis, they're Krishna's energy. They also have no material body. Even though Krishna kisses them, embraces them, decorates their hair, holds their hands, sings, dances, it looks like the affairs of a man and woman in this world, but it's completely opposite because their bodies are fully spiritual. What can I say? Many examples are there. No, like the sardine is in the ocean. Sardine is in the ocean. Actually, I read this example. I heard it many years ago from Madhusudan Maharaj, and I read it the other day in this Ramchrit Manas. The sardine in the ocean and the moon reflects in the ocean. So the sardine, out of foolishness, he thinks the moon is also just like a big sardine, right? He's also silver, he's also shining. He's like me. But where's the moon and where's the sardine? Big difference is there. So Krishna comes to this world, Krishna performs activities like a human being, but he's not a human being. He's the supreme cause of all causes. And it says if you hear about these activities with Krishna, the lust in the heart will be destroyed forever. Service to Krishna and lust. Lust is called Rid Rog, the ancient disease. Adajoti, why you're going from one body to a next, changing bodies one after the other, right? Taking birth again and again because of unfulfilled desire. What's the medicine? Topics of Krishna. That is the medicine. Even though Krishna's activities look like the activities of men and women in this world, it looks like lusty affairs, but it's the medicine to become free from all lusty desire. What can we say? No? We can only give examples in this world. If you drink too much milk, what happens to you, Madhurika? You get diarrhea, right? If you drink too much dairy products, upset stomach, diarrhea. What's the medicine for diarrhea? Yogurt. What's the cause of all suffering? Material desire, material action. What's the remedy? Topics of Krishna. Milk and yogurt look the same, but completely different. So topics of Krishna look like the activities of the people in this world, but it's fully transcendental, fully different. So one who hears topics of Krishna with faith, then they become free from all material desire. And only one desire remains, how can I serve Krishna? Ujval Madhura Prem Bhakti Se Pai Ananda Krishna Madhurya Viharashada. Right. One who tastes Krishna, who tastes the happiness of serving Krishna, that person transcends birth and death. One who tastes the sweetness of Krishna have no more interest in tasting the sweetness of this world. And what's the greatest enjoyment in this world, Madhurika? Have a guess.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Okay, good answer. In this world, the highest, anyway, for most people, the highest enjoyment is sex desire. People doing everything for that. But one who tastes the sweetness of Krishna, they never look at that again. They give it up fully. So yes, shuni ye podhar fal etadusha. Right. Say baravish, say seva ahadish. If someone follows Rupa Goswami's instructions, who follows all this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and who also always hears, speaks, and thinks about Krishna, and serves him day and night, what becomes of them? Did you know, Parajoti, the soul also has a body? Did you know? The soul has a form? No, in Kriya Yoga, they say the soul is just like a light, which merges with the supreme light. The soul is not a light, and God is not a light. God's a person. He has a supremely attractive spiritual form. And the soul in its liberated state also, the soul attains a spiritual body and serves Krishna eternally. Because love means two. If you merge with God, how can you love him? That is destroyed. Love means always two. So it says, Mukti Pililanam Vigraham Bhagavan Bhajantam. In the highest form of liberation, the soul achieves a spiritual body and serves Krishna. Har fale kohimu koina na yai nitya siddhaye prashita taraka. So by serving Krishna, that you get siddha. Siddha means perfection, nitya siddha, eternal perfection. And what is that? You get the soul attains a spiritual form. If in material life you get a material body, in spiritual life you get a spiritual body. You know, like Krishna's gopis, Krishna's mother, father, Krishna's grandparents, cousins, uncles, friends, beloveds, servants, all have spiritual bodies like Krishna. Rama Ra Ragunuga Mag Jane Raira Bhajan Shidadeya Tulya Tate Prakita Nahiman. Ramananda Roy is situated in the path of spontaneous love of God. Spontaneous means he remembers Krishna 24 hours. He cannot forget Krishna even while touching the bodies of young girls. No? Therefore, this is proof he has perfected souls. No, these days there's so many scandals regarding this yogi, this guy, this doing this, but someone who has achieved spiritual perfection, no touch of material lust. So, Lord Chaitanya could understand Ramananda Roy, but who else could understand Ramananda? So Lord Chaitanya said to Pradyumna Mishra, go again. Maybe Pradyumna Mishra thinking some bad thing in his mind, maybe. It could be, definitely. You hear one man is touching two young girls in the garden, what do you think? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself glorified him. Go again. Go again and ask him. You want to hear about Krishna from him. And you say, I sent you. You take my name and say, Lord Chaitanya has sent me to hear about Krishna from you. Go again quickly and meet him. Pradyumna Mishra immediately went again. He went again to Ramananda Roy. Ramananda Roy asked, how can I serve you? Why have you come? Mishra kohe Mahaprabhu pataye lamon Tumastan Krishna kata suni bharatan. Lord Chaitanya has requested you please speak to me topics of Krishna. As soon as Ramananda Roy heard the name Lord Chaitanya, he became full of ecstasy. He became full of spiritual pleasure, just hearing the name of Krishna Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya has ordered me to speak to you about Krishna. This is my good fortune to get some service. What do you want to hear about? What topics of Krishna you want to hear? So Pradyumna Mishra said, tell me about your discussion. Nandanandan Priya, 1 hour late. So Pradyumna Mishra said, I want to hear what you spoke with Lord Chaitanya at the banks of the Godavari and Vidyanagar. That's another big topic. Anyone wants tomorrow night, this like in 1-2 hours after this, we're going to give our first home program here. Anyone want to hear? We will speak about this. So I want to hear what you discussed with Lord Chaitanya. I don't know what is good or bad. You know everything. Ramananda Roy began speaking on topics of Krishna. And the ocean of ecstasy became agitated. We always forget Krishna, but when we speak about him, we can remember him. Therefore, it's a Jadeke Tar Kohi Krishna Upadesh. Whoever you meet to speak to them about Krishna, then you can remember Krishna. And who hears about Krishna can remember Krishna. So benefit is for everyone who speaks and hears. He began speaking. Ramananda Roy became full of prema, love of Krishna. And the listener was also a great personality. Pradyumna Mishra, a great person also. Both became in ecstasy. He spoke the whole day. They could not even remember their bodies. What to speak of hunger, thirst, and sleep. Such is the happiness of remembering Krishna. Again and again, the servant said, please, Maharaj, come, take prasad, it's very late. Pradyumna Mishra said, I'm too much for. Now he realized this will never finish, but he have to take some rest or something. So he became very happy. The next day, he went again to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, did you hear about topics of Krishna from Ramananda? Mishra koe prabhu mo kritata koila Krishna katam tarnave more dubaila. I'm very grateful to you. Pradyumna Mishra said to Lord Chaitanya, I am fully indebted to you because you drowned me in the ocean of topics of Krishna. I cannot properly describe what he spoke about. So beautiful topics. He is not an ordinary human being. He is fully absorbed in the devotional service of Krishna. So, many things are there. When Ramananda Roy finished, then he said one thing, I am not the speaker of these topics of Krishna. Whatever I speak, that is spoken by Lord Chaitanya himself. I'm just like the violin or the guitar. I am just the instrument, but he is the doer. I vibrate, I speak what he makes me speak. So, what I heard from Ramananda Roy is more than nectar. Even the demigods, beginning by Lord Brahma, cannot understand these topics. His topics are so high. Oh, again and again, Pradyumna Mishra did pranam to Lord Chaitanya. You gave this nectar to me. I have sell myself to your lotus feet, birth after birth. I sell myself to you. No? So, like this. So, anyway. So you should understand what we are practicing now here. Every day we hear about Krishna, we speak about Krishna, we chant his names, we meditate. In the stage of perfection, these activities will not be given up. Therefore, service to Krishna is both the sadhana, the practice, it is also the sadhya. It is also the goal. Like green mango and ripe mango. In the immature stage of practice, that is what we are. The practices of devotion are there, but we are not relishing them because of our own defects. But when maturity is attained and defects are removed, then that green mango becomes full of juice. So in the stage of perfection, the spiritual practices are like nectar. Okay, are there any questions from anyone? So Padajoti said, is it not true that all paths lead to the same goal? Is it true? Is lead, copper, silver, and gold of the same value? No. Cannot say they're the same. There's a difference. No? So if I go to university and study philosophy, I cannot become a doctor. No. If I go to university and study mechanics, I cannot become a dentist. If I have a flight ticket to Rome, I cannot go to London. So even in this material world, we see different practice give different results. No? You cannot say that all practices give the same result. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives this. Can you find that verse for us, Madhurika? Oh, what's that? Krishna gives the example.
Oh, which verse? Sorry. Of the covered by lust, the soul, this one.
No, not that one. Oh, goodness me. Krishna talks about all paths lead to me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait.
Right. Parajoti, this is probably the most misunderstood verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Can you find it? Do you know what it is?
Yes, here, 4:11. Let me read it. 4:11.
Yechatamam prapadyante tam sateva. All paths lead, right?
Yeah,
I
yata
received
mam.
it. Yechatamam prapadyante tam sateva. Let us read it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Read the English for us, then we can all hear.
The English. All of them as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha.
What does that mean, Parajoti?
Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, I'm just about to put it up on the screen. I'll put
You can get
the
a tattoo on your arm, then you can always look at it.
yeah. It
Read it
says,
again for us, Madhurika.
"All of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha."
Krishna not said all paths give the same result. Krishna said, I reciprocate with everyone according to their surrender to me. Everyone's surrender to Krishna is not the same. Therefore, how Krishna can give the same results? According to your surrender to Krishna, he reciprocates accordingly. If you come to Krishna with 10% surrender, you get 10% result. If you come to Krishna with 50% surrender, you get 50% result. So if you read 4th chapter very carefully, Krishna is talking about different things. Krishna is talking here in this regard the worship of the demigods, like Shiva, Brahma, Ganesh, etc. Those who approach, those who have many, many desires. If you read 4th chapter in a systematic way, do you have any copy of Bhagavad Gita at home, Padajoti? What's that called? Who wrote that one?
This was given to me as a gift. It is the Gita Press.
Don't read that. Gita Press is rubbish mostly, their translations. Actually, the other day we had a house program and we were reading some Gita. This man was asking me a question about Bhagavatam. And I said, was it written in Hindi? And I said, what's the translation Gita Press give? And he gave a translation, fully incorrect translation. Right? The verse was, Krishna Varama Tvisa Krishna Sa Angupa Angasta Parsta Yagya Sankitana Para Yajanti Hushamedasa. 11th chapter, 11th canto, 5th chapter, maybe 21st verse, something like this. And so the translation they gave was, Krishna appears in a blackish complexion in Kali Yuga. Then I said, how bad a translation can someone give? Because Krishna means black. But Akrishna means someone who's not black. What's the opposite of black? White or gold. They were saying, according to their translation, Krishna appears, Tvisa Krishna. But the A is not belonging to the previous word, which is an adjective. It belongs to Krishna. So Akrishna means not black. So Gita Press are famous for incorrect translations. So don't read that edition. Don't read that Gita Press.
I have 3 copies, different copies, so maybe I can switch or something.
Which ones you have?
I have this one, and I have this one, of course.
Okay.
And then I have another version translated by Eknath Yaswaran. You know this
I
one?
don't know. So that second version is very nice.
Yeah. So this is your recommendation.
Because they give the meanings of every Sanskrit word. You can see for yourself the meanings. It's very clear, very beautiful translations. So anyway, Krishna is not saying, right? If you look at that Gita Press translation, and you look at that second Bhagavad Gita, you'll see it's a fully different translation. I can't see because I don't have them in front of me, but I'll bet you my left kidney it's true. I'll bet you Madhurika's kidney as well. How's that? 2 for 1. Everyone is not surrendering to Krishna in the same way. So how can they get the same result? Because Krishna said, according to their surrender, I reward them accordingly. So Krishna is talking about a different surrender gets different results. No? But in a very silly way, they just translate, all paths lead to me. Right? And they give the example, it rains on the mountain. It rains on the east side, west side, north side, and south side. So all the water will somehow go down and all the water will end up in the ocean. Right? So the water ends up in the ocean, but the mountain does not end up in the ocean. Right? Everyone's worship goes to Krishna, but all the worshippers do not go to Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, there's 4 paths talked about: the path of karma, the path of jnana, the path of Astanga Yoga, and finally the path of Bhakti Yoga. 4 yogas are there mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Karma Yoga gives temporary material pleasures in this world and the next. Right? If you want a good wife, if you want good children, you want some position, then do Karma Yoga. And in the next life, you want to enjoy the celestial planets, you can achieve all that material enjoyment by karma. Good action. Right? But an intelligent person will understand, but the results are temporary. I have to give up this body. When I give up this body, I'll have to give up my wife and children also. My wealth, I cannot take it with me. But even though Krishna talks about karma yoga, the result is for the less intelligent because it's temporary. Gyan talks about freedom from material desire, liberation. But the question comes, if liberation is freedom from birth and death, and birth and death is material, freedom from birth and death is also material because it has material cause. Like when someone gets out of jail, their goal is not to get out of jail, because once they step outside the door of the prison, they're out of jail. Their goal is not to get out of jail. Their goal is to enjoy activities after freedom from jail, right? So liberation from birth and death cannot be the goal. What happens after liberation, that is the goal. Right? So liberation is a temporary. Because it's temporary, it has a beginning and an end. It's also considered material. So karma, jnana, and yoga. Well, anyway, yoga gives mystic powers and other things, but not more than that. But bhakti yoga gives eternal service to Krishna. Right? 6 places in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one who attains me never returns to this world of birth and death. What does it mean to attain Krishna? What do you do when you attain Krishna? You serve him. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about these 4 yogas. And who is giving the results? Krishna is giving the results of everyone. Who's worshipping Krishna for material desires? Krishna is giving the results of material enjoyment. Who's worshipping Krishna for liberation? Krishna gives liberation, but not more than that. The yogis who worship Krishna for mystic powers, Krishna gives that and nothing more. Those who give everything and serve 24 hours a day for Krishna's pleasure, what Krishna gives them? Something superior, it must be. So everyone's worship is going to Krishna. The materialists, the yogis, the jnanis. Krishna is the only one giving results. No one else is giving results. Because Krishna is the only bestower of benedictions. And what they're attaining is just Krishna's energy, Krishna's things. Right? They're attaining Krishna's things, but they're not attaining Krishna. Like the mother gives a slap to one child and embraces another child. But in both cases, the mother is giving results. So Krishna is the only bestower of results. So what are they attaining? Who is giving it? Krishna. But all are not attaining the same thing in the same way. That's why it says everyone worship goes to Krishna, because Krishna is the only one giving results. But not all worshippers attain Krishna. So tonight at your leisure, you just look through these different editions of Bhagavad Gita and you see the difference in the meanings. Okay. The
Thank
judge
you.
gives punishment. The judge gives punishment to one, and the other one he awards $1 million in court damages. Same judge, but different results. So in the same way, all paths, their results are only given by Krishna and no one else. But all are not getting the same results. I'm echoing now. Okay. What are you doing in October, Parajoti?
What am I doing in October? I don't even know what I'm doing in 10 minutes. No, I do. I don't know.
Well, you can come to India. Come to Vrindavan.
Well, I would love to make it to India one day, but let's see if that happens.
You have children or anything?
Yes, in fact, yeah, I have one daughter, so I'm going to have to go in the next 5 minutes so I can see her before school. But yes, I do. I have one little girl and she's 10, and she's wonderful.
Okay. Anyway, all paths do not give the same results.
I
Krishna is
understand.
the only giver of results. There's no one else. Everyone is worshipping Krishna, but everyone is not getting the same results.
Mhm. Yes, thank you. I understand what you're saying. Maybe my
If you
kind of terminology was a little clumsy,
no,
but
because
thank you.
thank you. Okay, Haribol. So today is Ramananda Roy's disappearance day. So we try to remember a little bit about his glories, and we hope because he is eternal, Krishna is eternal, Krishna's devotee is eternal. So we hope if his inspiration will come, we can also develop taste for hearing about Krishna. Okay, everyone.
Gurudev, I have a
Shampriya,
question.
okay?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, I'm here.
Can you hear? How can I serve Krishna? How can one serve Krishna 24 hours a day when we have to work full time? When one is working full time?
Can remember him.
Yeah,
can
but it's
chant his
difficult
name.
when dealing with people, you know,
What
in a
is service to
fast-paced
Krishna?
environment.
Service to Krishna is hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, remembering Krishna. This means service to Krishna. No? So
Okay.
one can serve Krishna 24 hours a day if he remembers him. No? Arjuna could remember Krishna killing people on the battlefield, so
Okay.
don't give excuse.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yes.
anyway, farm project is not dead. Some progress is there. Let's see what happens. We'll keep you in touch. Okay, everyone.
Thank you
Haribol.
so much, Maharaj.
Yes, we couldn't give class on weekend because this weekend we're going to see the new farm and just checking things out.
Very nice.
Okay, Haribol.
Okay, Dandapam Pranam.
Haribol, Radha Radha.